Hello there. It is Sunday, September 7th. We've got a few puzzles to do. Let's get started. Ooh, a nice straight line. That's a cool idea. Just can go from left to right. Yes, we can. Okay, a longer line. Ooh, now it's a loop. Okay. 4 things that are the same. So those are going to be the 3s this time. So the double 3s, and a 3-5 and a 3-4. So it could be 4-6 or 5-5. This has to be a 6-5, and we have a 6-5 just sitting here, but we can't use it because then we're going to not be able to fill this in. So that's going to be 3 something, something 5 or something 6, and then a couple ways to make the 10s. Well, the 10s could be 6-4, or 5-5, what we have. So this over here could be 3-5, and then 5 nothing. 3-4, 4 and a 6. Ooh, that's maybe we swap these around. And a 4 and a 6. And oh, that's close. 5, 6, 4, 6, 5. Or you do this. That seems like a bad thing, though. Either way, in both these cases, I guess we're throwing away this 5. So I feel like this might be a cross where you do a 4 and a 6 and a 5. Okay, I think that's it, and I swap the 3s. So this is the 6, and that's the 4, and these have to swap, and the 5. Cool. So we got a line, we got a loop, and we're going crazy. Like a little fractal, or like a little, looks kind of like a little animal, stick figure animal. Okay, I need to, I want to zoom in a little bit. One more notch. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Greater than 15 and 3. So that's gonna have to be like some 6s and 5s, because it can't be 5-5-5. So there has to be at least one 6 in there. Okay, actually, so that I think that tells us it. So, because we don't have any other ways for a 6, so this has to be 5-5. If we did 5-5-5, wouldn't be big enough, so we have to use the 1-6 we have here. There's a 1 in the corner. Sounds like 1 in the corner pocket. Triple equals, so what do we have that's paired? We got a 4 and only a 4, so those are all 4s. And then there's some options for this because we're out of doubles now. We got a 1-0, so that's a thing, and a 0 something, which we got a couple options there. Got a 10 up at the top and a 2 and a 6, so this is going to stagger if we go 1, 2, so so no matter what we do, this 2, it's gonna go, I think the 2 and the 6 and the 10 doesn't have to be staggered, but I think actually if we look at our tiles it does. So, and this has to be less than 3, that's kind of limiting. From our choices of this, if we don't have many blanks, so if we do, the lowest blank we have is blank 2. That's actually the only thing we can do, because if we do blank 3 or blank 4, then we're over the limit. So there's some options. We could do a blank something up at the top. So, or a 1, or these 1s. So we could have, sticking this up, we could have this be a 4 or a 5. 1, 2, 3. Or if we did the blanks, it could be a 3 or a 4. So 3, 4, or 5 for this set, potentially. It has to be a 4, though, so we have to get 4. We could do 4 blank, but we need the blank here, right? 1, well, yeah, but then we don't have enough blanks to fill in, so that's definitely not that 4. You could do 4, 1, and then you need 2 more 1s, which we don't have, so that's not going to work. So you have to use this 4, so those are triple 3s. So you could do blank 3 sticking straight up. I think you have to. If you didn't, you would have to. Yeah, I think you have to do that. And now we could do blank 4 off to the side and 3, 5, or 3, 2. There's some options. How are we going to make the 10 up here? We don't have a 6, so it has to be 2 5s. So we got some 5s kicking around. Oh wait, actually, this has to be a blank. This can't be a 1, because it has to be strictly less than 3. So it has to be the blank 4 that sticks out. And that's a 3. It can't be the 3, 2 because we already have the 2, so it has to be the 3, 5. So that can be a 1 or a 3 in the not equals. So it could be 1, 4, and then 2 is in trouble, so could be 1, 5 and 1, 4. No. What did I say? 1, 2, or 1 or 3. So 3. So probably 3, 3, 2, and then we need a 4, the 4, 1, and the 1, 5. Oh no, okay. And the 5, 2 goes down. Yes, nice. Cool. That was a good progression. I like that. I think some of the harder ones is when it's so contained. So I think maybe in this case, it's an interesting combination of the fields can give you limitations, but also when you have these little nooks where there's only one tile possible, that gives you a good inroad. It's a fun puzzle. Okay. A little Sunday mini. Winner over scissors, loser to paper, rock. Watch brand with the slogan, a crown for every achievement. Probably a Rolex. Martini Garnish olive. Honda model with a palindromic name, Civic. Boat's bottom, the keel. And Let's try to get it. Green gemstone. Aw. Not gonna get it. Angelina Jolie. Oh, jade. What a time to be alive. I like that clue. Halloween costume with red horns, the devil, and member of the C-suite exec. Lovely. Okay. Got Puzzmo. Splitting up the team. A tract of land. A rut. Coffee drink creamier than a macchiato. Maybe a latte? Don Giovanni or Nixon in China. Like a drama? Oh no, an opera. Isn't that right? Tract of land, a lot. South by Southwest host state, Texas. Make less difficult. Ease. Genetic characteristic like black hair, a trait. Neither wins nor loses. Ties. Some annoying messages from telemarketers. Like a text scam, so it would be AM or team. Splitting up the team, okay. There it is. T, we'll just be bold. Fill this in. Fill in the teams that we split. Amount on a price tag. The cost. Place for a snuggly kitty. Ooh. Text spam, a lap. There it is. Mollusk often used in chowder. A clam. Aha. Oahu. Moom. Spider-Man. India City. Mumbai. Hand-played drum used in Son Cubano. Hand-played. I was thinking the banjo, but the B. Just, that's not a drum. Banjo. Bongo? 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 Scorpion secretion. Venom. Rugged site at a sand dune park for short. Rugged site. Good Girls actor Whitman. Is that May? Cozy place to spend the night, an inn. Something protein building black, amino acid. And ATVs, a dance that emphasizes eye contact. The tango, yes. Tea room, place to enjoy a pot of, is it Pecco, and scones? Tea room. Requested some pho at a restaurant. Order soup or ordered? Just ordered, maybe? Ingredient at a chawanmushi or dongbing. Coin-shaped Hanukkah candy. Is that gelt? Gelt? Glitzy gathering, maybe a gala. Eggs or haze over an industrial smog. Okay, eggs. Frozen dessert made with a tropical root veggie. Something cream and cello. Did you hear what I just said? Hello? See? Ho Chi Minh ID tag. Okay. Morally distasteful. Sci-fi. Crunchy part of water spinach. Maybe the stem. Place to go spelunking. A cave. Metal that rusts easily. Iron. Repaired maybe with needle and thread. Mended. That's a good word. Change gradually, unless we're talking Pokemon. Evolve. Nice. Like rare coins in a coin auction. Often they're old. Taro, like taro, but taro ice cream? Okay. Haven't heard of that. Mediterranean fruit that's very bitter when fresh. Maybe an olive. Used to stencil, traced. And part of a jigsaw puzzle you might start with the edge. Aww. Where are we going wrong? Oh. Oh. Spelled it wrong. Sorted. Yes. I love taro, especially taro buns and taro cakes. Is taro the one that's purple? Let me check that. Taro? No. Is it ube? Ube is purple? Taro, okay. So I don't tolerate dairy well in food content. Taro is often treated as masked down when you're counting individual combs. Use taros. Interesting. In Chinese we call it yutu. Yutu? Don't have plural forms. It means circle team. Yeah, you split up the team in different ways. Oh, that is good. All the splits options, or split in the center and the two sides. That is a good constructor note. Okay, last thing is the big sundae. It's so big you gotta zoom in a little bit. One more, one less. Okay. The name is the game. Okay. Where Gloria Estefan was born. I'm not sure, but France? I don't know. Italy? Stat. Now. Hairstyle that can be casual or formal. Hairstyle. Relative of a sultan. Strike-breaking sort. One who gives a good talking to. An orator. Media personalities. Melber and Fleischer. No fewer than at least. Whoops. There we go. Parts of a heart or trumpet. Valves. Area with pews. Like a nave? Narthex is like that? Nave? Whoop. Whoa, 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 whoa. There. Something Afghan Airlines carrier to the Mid-East. Schmooze. Gloria Estefan. Havana. Media personalities. Ari Melber and Ari Fleischer. Ari's. As the British pound rises in value, the dollar will weaken. Will? Schmooze? How? With 76 down individually. Each part of many a morning routine. A shower, or what can you do your morning routine? You could do some exercise, you could have breakfast, you could brush your teeth, comb your hair, shave. You could shave. Have the nerve. Irk. Special ops. As the name is the game. As the British pound rises in value, the dollar will withers. Hairstyle that can be casual or formal. An afro? Or with ops, have the nerve. Rave, have the nerve. Rage? Springs opposite. Tidally. Irk. Remove a restraint from. Okay, that's not feeling great. Relative of a sultan, scrape breaking sort. Constant nuisance, like a nag, a gnat, a pest. Mención por el ejemplo? That's a casa? Seems like a mansion, sounds a little more ornate. Aquatic acronym. Scuba. Okay. Collection of laws. Geez, sorry I asked. Sarastro in Mozart's The Magic Flute. Could be what they are. It could be they're like a villain or a hero. I'm not sure. Strike breaking sort. Collection of laws. Okay. Yeah, sure things. Something lux or sure things bucks, mucks, tiny house occupants. Area with pews. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's right. Knave shave is cool. Is that something crazy? Name is the game. Name game. Knave shave. Something nutty like that. Equipment. Gear. Orchestra section toward the middle of the pit. I like scuba. Orchestra section. Toward the middle of the pit. I was thinking just like strings and horns and oboes. Okay. Collection of laws like a baron, on. Not sure. Fury. I'm gonna say ire. Irk. Nerve. After spending the afternoon at Epcot, we had dinner at the something bistro. There's a maybe very particular bistro at Epcot. Is there something crazy in the center here? No. The end? No. Okay. We shall see. Ancestor of the tuba or the sousaphone. Ooh. Bassoon, but that doesn't fit. An ancestor. Like, don't use anymore? Low quality paper. Low quality paper, question mark. What came to mind was letter. Like it's low quality and that it doesn't have a lot of letters. But it's still paper. Like a naughty Beetle Bailey in brief. AWOL. Tiny house occupants. Or I think it was owl. I was thinking owls, but tiny house. Something's with an S. Overdone. What? A trope, I guess, could be overdone, but tired feels a little better. Because I think it clue trope differently. Edmonton pushes with force, exert, product of the first three primes. Okay. 2, 3, and 5. 30. Overdone. Trite. The Q. Quorum. Erosum? Demonstratum is something. Smears. Smears. Get crazy over. Go crazy over? Get crazy, go. Okay. Depleted. Used up. Annoyance. Okay, that could be a pest compared to something I had up here. Was a pest? Constant nuisance. Blunt negative. Reason to relocate a picnic blanket. Ants. Dab with a towel. Blot. One who's a well-meaning but bad influence on a friend. Why do none of the Fruit of Loom characters something colored don something colored clothing? Current. Up to date. Like that. Nope. Or blunt. Negative. Okay, nope. Enabler. Begged. Pled. Why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters don something colored clothing? And Donla? Spaceballs. Planets. Sydney State. I was thinking Australia. Is Australia a state? Sydney State. Aus. Big word in advertising. Decks for reading. Tarots. Why do none of the Fruit of the Loom characters don Lego colored, don lemon colored? Don Lemon. Okay, that sounds familiar. I'm not sure who that is. And we're not going to look it up yet. That sounds familiar, though. The name is the game. It could just be like they're all names, and they're names that... I'm not sure if there's a larger connection yet. I'm not sure who Don Lemon is. Gerald Ford or William Howard Taft for once. They were both presidents, or enabler, Halim. Okay, maybe we just go back to some acrosses. Facetious suffix with most. Did Joyce write courtesy of a philosopher who purportedly said the best fighter is never angry? Have a ball. Cry or sob? remove a restraint from, like some philosophical arguments, theoretical, lofty, an international shoe brand originating in England. Nope. Son of Hanna-Barbera's Doggy Daddy. Borneo neighbor. Female moose or an elephant. Fish-eating raptors. Somethings. What would the raptors be? Some divisions of some countries, states, or an increase in ham prices forced the deli to something sandwiches higher. That's a name. Scorch the surface. Char or sear. Bed. Brooklyn neighborhood. Ooh, do not know. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Maybe a trio? I'm not sure though. Biblical preposition. Bed. Bed-stuys or could be char or sear. Could be sear. Bar with drafts. Tap room. Peeping. Something for Lady Godiva to appear. White wine named for a region of France. Trains above street level. Trams or Andean stimulant. Cot? Source of the films Blues Brothers and Coneheads in brief. SNL. Gerald Ford or William Howard Taft once. Words before sea or lunch. Undersea or lunch. Early lunch? Lunch. Summer month. Could be July or August. Immaturity. Could be G or L. Extremely loyal. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this. Devoted or avid. Powerless. Could be August. We'll try August. To Washington something, Germany seemed far. To Washington something, Germany seemed far from Tarrytown, New York. Huh. It's like to Washington something, Germany. The comma's interesting there. Big word in it. Advertising. New. Sydney State. Southwest? Sydney State? Toady. Not sure. Buzz, so to speak. Like ring? Charles or Ray, who lent their name to a kind of chair. Eames chair? Is that how you spell their name? Unpleasant look. Like a glare, a snare, or sneer. Snarl. Social gathering of a sort. Some sort of meat. Certain canines. Well, canines could be your teeth. I guess like incisors, but a certain kind of dog. Some Californians consider Santa something on Earth. Santa heaven. Heaven? Santa Clara heaven? Clara heaven? Maybe, I'm not sure if that's a name. But that's the game. Ball girl. Clara. Okay. Heaven on Earth feels okay. Snow cone. Stockpile. Stash or store. Go stash. Anesthetic. First used on a patient in 1842. We'll say ether. Fine as is, actually. And yet it is that, like, is that stet? Clear in a way as a windshield. Canada's first national park. Not sure. Something 3 lives. Early TV drama. Only 3 lives? I don't know. The shark warning notes of Jaws, for example. Dun-duns, or I don't know, ominous? No. The supermodel was holding a copy of something herself on the beach. Tackle box item. Could be bait or a lure. Let's say lure. Home makeover in brief. Could be a demo. Election day is one. Abbreviation. I don't know. Is it considered a national holiday now? I don't know if it is currently. Work on the score of. For music, you can score a movie or work on the score of. Carbon compound. Oof. Graphite. Lead, like carbon makes up lead. That's kind of deep. Ball girl. Didn't dine out. Ate in. Line. Large safari site. I think what cheetah? Intoxicating Asian plant whose name sounds like an insect. Election day, work on the score of carbon compound. Beat one's chest. Set of pull-ups. Like a rep or a round. Like if you're doing a set. Very high. Lofty. Schmooze. How. Could be media personalities. It could be Aries. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be tough. I don't think I know my names very well. I think there aren't as many down names, so maybe we can fill some stuff in here. Remove a restraint from. R release or irk. Nerve. Have the nerve. Buddy who portrayed TV's Jed Clampett. Peninsula in Southeast Asia. Consecutively. In a row. Somnial acronym. Don't know what somnial means. Collection of laws. I was thinking like the Constitution or something in that vein, but a collection of laws. Maybe that's a legal term. Tiny house occupants. Like a birdhouse, you have a tiny birdhouse. Get crazy over. Go. Avid over. Pushes with force. Smears. Directs as cargo. Ferries or Edmonton NHL player. International shoe brand. Extremely loyal. Trains above street level. Borneo. Yeah, sand. White wine. Peeping like some philosophical arguments. Taj Mahal city. Awe. Arca Accra. Numbskull. Idiot. Love in Lyon. Is it caught like that? With it? And that's amour, I think. Maybe that's not. Love in Lyon. I feel like that's amour. Spots to go in the UK. Like lose? WCs? Water closets? Any end of any Shakespeare play? Are they all 5 facts? Question mark. Powerless. Bed. Sty? Biblical preposition. Toady. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. Shakespeare vis-a-vis the expression Brave New World. Like the source that like originated it? Birth or something. A time, maybe? Individually. One at a time. One at a time. Telemas? Gerald Ford. Balimas, Kalimas. A mailman. Once a mailman? NSW? Mailman, pale. Where were we? How some risks are taken. Immaturity. Secluded valley. Like a wren? No, is that a bird? Take it easy, will you? Calm down, or something down. Startle. Start? But yeah, jolt, or mounted below the surface of. Something Sunday. Body part containing photoreceptors. I feel like that would be your eye. But your cornea or your photoreceptors responding to light. And, body part, okay. Relating to the wind's movement. 20 plus 10. 20 is 20, 10 is 10, so that's 30, which is 30, I think. Which throws me out of whack here. And this is store. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay. Equivocated. Equivocated. Debated, or I'm not sure what equivocated. Ball girl. The belle of the ball. Large safari site. Santa Barbara. Barbara Eden. That sounds familiar. I gotta say though, I couldn't place who Barbara Eden is. Carbon compound. That all felt kind of good. 8 in Barbara. Carbon compound. Enol, the shark. Intoxicating Asian plant. Okay, clear in a way. As a windshield. Clear as a windshield, like with a D. I think it's Barbara Eden. Beaver State Capital. Not sure where the Beaver State is. I wouldn't know all my state capitals very well. Site of a speeding car, maybe. A blur. Season ticket holders, presumably. VIPs. Spherical shape. Say an orb. Home a reno instead of a demo. Orb. Body parts. Retina. There it is. Info for a traveler for short. The ETA or the ETD. Set of pull-ups. Like arms? Your pull-ups? our arms. Election day is 1. Supermodel was holding a copy of Follower of Waste and Want, not. Okay, where Gloria Estefan was born. Havana. Hairstyle that can be casual or formal. Relative of a sultan. I don't know, I was just thinking like formal stuff like that, like an earl or a duke. I don't know if that's in the right vibe though. Strike breaking sort. Springs opposite. With a P. I'm not sure about that. Constant nuisance. Like pang? Yeah. As with British, the dollar will withers? Will withers? Have the nerve. Roar, rare, rire, tire. How now? Schmooze? How? Ariana Withers. Remove the so. Will Withers? Question mark. Ashar. Remove a restraint from. Like something shackle, but irk. Yeah, that didn't look good. Ancestor of the tuba. Yeah, that's a mess. Sure things. Something lux, something bucks. Tiny house occupants. Occupants. Can see bowls or tools. Area with pews. Part of many a morning routine. Could be a shave. Spending the afternoon at Epcot, we had dinner at a... Yeah. Ancestor of the tuba or sousaphone. Low quality paper. Nope. The Q of QED. Could look that up. Facetious suffix with most. Did Joyce write courtesy of a... philosopher who purportedly said the best fighter is never angry? Have a ball. Okay, so that could be cry or sob. Whoops. Rye. International shoe brand. Yeah. Son of Hanna-Barbera's Doggy Daddy. Borneo's neighbor. Female moose. Mahu. Fish-eating raptors. Subdivisions of some counties. An increase in ham prices forced the deli to make Mark Cuban sandwiches higher. Mark Cuban. Okay. Yeah, Anka or something. Anka? The numbskull. Numbskull. Dunce. Ah, oh, dang. Indian stimulant. Gerald Ford, yeah. Words before C or lunch. Late lunch. Late, to Washington, Irvine, something, Germany, Berlin. Extremely loyal. Bleed blue? No. Something blue. True blue? Immaturity. Green. Take it easy, will you? Lay off. Certain canines. I. Mounted below the surface of. Situated? Ugh. Okay. Made a little bit of headway there. Paul Cry, Borneo, Mew, fish-eating raptors. Are those considered eels? Taj Mahal's... Ania? Akia? Could be. Numbskull. Direx's cargo. Couriers or... Andean stimulant. Words before C or lunch. To Washington. Arvin, Berlin. Toady, Buzz, Charles, Eames. Unpleasant look. Sneer or... social gathering of a sort. I... something. Equivocated. Sen. Fine as is, actually. Still could be stet. Clear and away as a windshield. Canada's first. That doesn't look good. 3 lives, the shark. Warning notes of Jaws. Leonen. Supermodel was holding a copy of Elva Finnegan herself on the beach. Tube is one. Work on the score of. Pour. Carbon enol. Beat enol? Beat one's chest. Boast or brag. Defog. Okay. Defog. Stet. The shark winnings. Something motif. Startle. Quarm. Harm. Charm. Startle. Alarm. Lead motif? Lead motif. Rhino? Ray? Ran? Len motif? Intoxicating Asian plant. And didn't dine out. 8 in line. It's like it's a motif. I'm not sure. Belle of the ball. Berry or bear bebe. 8 in. Rhino. Enol. Okay. I'm I'm gonna have to call it. This is impenetrable to me for some reason. Set of pull-ups. Okay, so that could be arms. Let's just get some ideas down. Very high. Very high. Stoned. Equivocated. Severed. Relating to the wind's movement. Mounted below the surface of. Setted to or pot. Work on the score of. Ported. Ports. Work on the score of. Points. Ed here, equivocated. Wow, okay, I gotta pull a big switch here. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Season ticket holders. Something and eels. Not cries, it's sob? It's sob, okay. International shoe brand originating in England. Reebok. Constant nuisance. Pang, a harangue, bang, dang. Remove a restraint from. Harness. Bill Withers. Hobnob. Bass horn. Pushes with force. Thrusts. Did Joyce write courtesy of a Uri Euler? Ulysses S. Grant. Did Joyce write courtesy of a Ulysses Grant? Taj Mahal. Accra? Agra. Fish-eating raptors. Arrow? Numbskull. A ninny. Urns. Okay. Yale man. There it is. Must be a Yale man. Okay. Son of Hanna-Barbera's Doggy Daddy. Boats or couts? Okay. Female sow? Like some philosophical Socratic? Cow. Socratic. Andean. Roca? Could be Roca or Coca. Shakespeare, Brave New World. The originator or some sort of thing. Words before sea or lunch. Putty? Before. Lunch. To Washington. Something. Berlin, Germany. Orvian. I definitely don't know my names here. Biblical preposition, yeah. Toady. Buzz. Like a chat, so to speak. Buzz, like Buzz Lightyear. Powerless. Unable. Unable. Buzz. A call. Secluded. A glen. Social gathering of a sort. How some risks are taken. On a bet. Irving Berlin? Words before. Words. That helps. So, out to sea. I was making it a word. Shakespeare vis-a-vis the expression Brave New World. The coiner. Pleasant. A leer. L-E-R? Easter? Easter Sunday. Okay. Toady. What's this? Lead motif? Lead. Enol. Okay. Show me. Enol. It's enol. And. Barrel? Betel. Leitmotif. Leitmotif. Okay, that's just a phrase. Toady. Showman? No. Bed. Sty. Sty? No. Bed. Stead. Biblical preposition. Nope. Subdivisions of some counties. Philosopher who purportedly said the best fighter is never angry. Nietzsche? Nah. Ugh. Trains above street level. With an S? With an S. It's so short. Facetious suffix with most. White wine. Syrah, that's not. Peeping. Whoa, boy, man. What? Spring's opposite. Oh, dare. Okay, so undo. No, something. Updo. Neep or irk. Peeve. Neep. Okay. Buddy who portrayed. Nope. Relative of Sultan. Yeah. Strike breaking sword. Okay. Pulling out the big guns here. Strike breaking sword. A scab. A scar? Scar? Scab. Strike breaking sword. A scab. Okay, I think that's a negative thing. Collection of laws. Calibase Sarastro. Okay. Whoops. Cannon. Okay. Junks? Sure things. Slam dunks. Somnal acronym. Somnial. Peninsula. Buddy. Nope. Constant nuisance. That's a pang? Or, Wow. A ban. Constant nuisance. A bang? No. A bane. Somnial acronym. Dem? Like, that's not an acronym. Relative of a sultan. Emir and Rem? R-E-M. Malala? Malawa? Epson? Get crazy over. Go. Erat? Smears. Like smears someone's good name, or smears like paint? Mars? No. Low quality paper. Get crazy. Go rage over? That's Luigi? No. Nugent? Wow. Tars. Smears. Tars. Okay. Ton. After spending, we had dinner at a ton. Tono Land at Tomorrowland. Directs as cargo. Routes. Tiny house dolls. Taro Land Space. Basso. Tony Orlando. Malaya. Get crazy over. Go. Low quality paper. A rag? Go gaga over an Augie. Wow. Borneo, Dead Astra or something. Els in Chicago? Is that Chicago? There's a philosopher who reportedly said the best fighter is never angry. Facetious suffix est? The bestest. White wine. Peeping Tom? Lucci Sumara. White wine. Subdivisions. Caps. Rap. Peeping Tom. Mare. Wow. Bed-Stuy. We'll just reveal that. Bed-Stuy. That's how you spell that. Biblical unto. Yeoman. White wine. Sauterne. Louts. Wow. Subdivisions of some counties. Teps, tips. And Tom Waits. Okay. TWPs. And Yes Man. What is a yeoman? That toady is a negative thing. Attendant, like a guard? Eagle guard. Okay. Wow. That's tough. I tests? No. S. Nope. Equivocated. Heated? No. Eye teeth. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Mounted below the surface of. Setu? Relating to the wind's movement. Nope. That doesn't help me. And I don't know these names very well. And is there a further thing that the name is the game? But I guess it just the name. I'm not sure if there's a further thing. If it is, it's beyond me. Beaver State Capital, Salem. Tuesday. Okay, yes. Green. Immaturity. Green grass or Banff. Greenness. Okay. The supermodel was, let's see if we can do it. The supermodel was holding a copy of Elle. Okay, that's a fashion magazine. Holding a copy of Elle. Something. Elle Fanning. Look, I got one. Hedged. Mounted below the surface of. Set. Onto. ULED 3 arrives. OLED, GLED. Set onto. Set into. iLED 3 lives. Relating. Eoline? No. Notate. Elaine. And fans, season ticket are fans. Holy crap. Yep. A lot of that was beyond me. And I was not like, oh, Elle Fanning and Irving Berlin, Barbara Eden. Okay. Bill Withers, Tony Orlando, Ulysses Grant, Mark Cuban, Irving Berlin, Barbara Eden, Elle Fanning, and there were some down ones, Don Lemon and Tom Waits. I think those were them. There's a lot of people there I don't know. Would be able to explain of. That's who that is. Okay. Yes, Bill Withers sings Use Me, Lean on Me, Ain't No Sunshine. Definitely. Didn't clock the name. Familiar with Tom Waits, singer. He also appeared in a ballad of Buster Scruggs, but singer. Don Lemon. Journalist and news anchor, yes. Gotcha. Yes, familiar with him. Just not by name. Bill Withers. Tony Orlando. Singer, okay. Guess I'm not. That's familiar. The name is familiar. Okay. What else we got? Tony Orlando, Ulysses Grant, yes. Mark Cuban, yes. Irving Berlin, that sounds familiar. Composer. Yes, okay. Barbara Eden, that sounds familiar as well. Barbara Eden, but I'm not gonna get it. Actress and singer, yes, okay. And just to check, Elle Fanning, yes, one of the twin sisters. Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Okay, gotta find something that I'm. What have I seen her in? Might be a little hard pressed, but familiar with that one was able to get. Oh dear. Get what we're doing. The name is the game. Maybe there's something further to it. Wow, look at that. Look at that mascot go. Slam dunking it. Look at that twist. Dang. He's a writer, mathematician, and game designer who was until recently an adjunct math professor. His game inventions include Pathwords, 36 Cube, and the soon-to-be published Tosswords, which he says enables players to create more interesting words than they ever could playing Scrabble or Boggle. Cool. 15th Sunday crossword in a row. Are always extremely creative. Oh, is it? It's further. Okay. Tony, of course, close to the Epcot Center, which is Orlando. Which had a V and B, Irving, and of course Orlando and Berlin made it seem as if geography must involve. I spent 10 minutes trying to shoehorn Jack London shelves to Bill Withers, who's renowned. This clue is about interactions with word currencies. If you like me, you're better at music. As the solve continues, it turns out that the rules of the name of the game are pleasantly loosey-goosey. Many examples are made of names that are also verbs, nouns, and adjectives, but others are placed as mentioned, as Irving is still used as a surname in The Trick. At 116 across the supermodel, the first name is the answer is meant to be a magazine. Elle Fanning, yes, okay. 2 Dan entries, yeah, Don Lemon, okay. And Mr. Needham invites examples from the crowd, so have at it. I have another musician. Sorry, I'll have those snaps for you as soon as my ginger baker arrives. Was that in there? I didn't see that. That's suggestions? Okay. Leitmotif, yes. 30. Was able to use some French. Was able to get all the way there. And Aeolian. Aeolian. Wow. Dang, man. That's tough. Could not place all the names. The name of the game. The tea room, but the team split. Like that. And some of these were great. Pips was a nice challenge. Boss level for me today. But some good things in there. Alright, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. and I hope you have a good day.